Hi everyone, it has been quite a while since I've done a video and there's been a lot going on in my life and with my health, so I just wanted to do a bit of an update video. I currently am 25 weeks pregnant and I am extremely grateful. I have had 2 miscarriages, so it has been quite a journey to get here, and it has been really scary and stressful and just a lot of fear that something could go wrong. But so far, thankfully, things, the baby's still here with us. I'm having a girl. I am really, really excited. Just due to my health and surgical history, I will be having a C-section, probably, hopefully towards the end of September if we're able to make it that far. Kind of a little bit about the journey and what's going on with it, with having just my ileostomy. It has definitely been unique. I had to take progesterone as well as baby aspirin to help me to be able to get pregnant and stay pregnant, but that made the difference this time around as compared to the 2 times that I had a miscarriage. So I'm really grateful for the guidance of my OBGYN in that regard. As far as with my ileostomy, that is where it's been a little bit of a struggle. I had a lot of issues with dehydration at the beginning because of morning sickness. With an ileostomy, because you don't have your colon, a really important job of your colon is to reabsorb water, which helps you to stay hydrated. So when you have an ileostomy, your risk of getting dehydrated is a lot higher. And with me throwing up so often, it made me just dehydrated quite often on top of what I already was kind of baseline dehydrated. And so I did have to get quite a bit of IV fluid over the first little bit. My nausea did improve probably around 13 weeks. So that hasn't been much of an issue, which I'm really grateful for. Since then, I did throw up yesterday, so it still will kind of come and go, but for the most part, it's not a problem, which I'm really, really grateful for. The biggest issue that I am currently facing right now is in regards to my stoma itself. With the ileostomy, they removed my entire colon and they pulled the very end of my small intestine through an opening that they created surgically on my stomach and stitched it there so it would stay there, and it empties into the ostomy bag. Well, as the baby is growing and getting bigger, it's putting pressure onto my stoma, which is doing a few things. It's causing my stoma to prolapse. It's pushing the intestine out further than it originally was. I would say that my stoma is probably about 3 or 4 times further out than it was before I got pregnant. So that has been just, a little bit scary, a little bit intimidating. But the color of the stoma is still good, so that's reassuring. It should be like a pink or red color. If it starts to turn purple or, change colors in other ways, that can be an emergency. But so far it's stayed like that reddish pink color. The other issue that I'm having that just feels like it's getting progressively worse is the pressure that is being put on the stoma. I am concerned that I have a peristomal hernia, just with there being so much weakness right there around where the stoma is in the muscle. It's really easy for everything to push in that direction. And there is kind of like a lump above my stoma that I'm pretty sure is a hernia. And it is just, it's making it a bit difficult to eat. I feel like I'm getting partial bowel obstructions almost daily. When I eat, my abdomen, specifically right around my stoma, gets rock hard, and that kind of lump pushes out further, and my output is just much slower coming out. It sometimes will be a couple hours before output comes out, and then my pain will get more intense. Thankfully, so far I've been able to work it out at home where it still will eventually come through. I've been drinking a lot of cranberry and prune juice because those can cause diarrhea for a normal person, so that it can help kind of thin things out and push things through. So that's been helpful in me working through those partial obstructions. So that's something that I've been doing. I do see a high risk OBGYN, just obviously given everything. One of the recommendations that they gave me that's been helpful is that after I've eaten, to lay on my left side, since my ostomy is on my right side, because then the weight of the baby and my uterus goes to the left, which then releases a little bit of pressure on the stoma, which is helpful. So that's kind of where we're at, but it does feel like it's getting progressively worse, which is intimidating and scary for me. It's definitely been emotionally hard. It's brought up a lot of emotional trauma for me with eating, which, I didn't really expect, feeling like I'm afraid to eat. That's something that I felt a lot before I had surgery with my ulcerative colitis, before I got my ostomy. When I was so sick, eating made me more sick. So I was afraid to eat, and it made a really hard emotional relationship with food, and I'm starting to feel that again. So that's been emotionally challenging, as well as obviously physically challenging. I do have an appointment with my surgeon, my colorectal surgeon that did my surgeries, next week, just to check in, see if they have any other advice. I have spoken to the office a few times on the phone, and it kind of seems like until it becomes a medical emergency, there's not really much to do, which I can understand and I can see that. But it's also hard feeling like I'm stuck in this spot, feeling like, well, could we prevent it from becoming an emergency? That would be really great. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Next week as well, I have an appointment with my OBGYN where I will do the glucose test. And I am, definitely feeling a little bit nervous for that. Not nervous for the test itself. I've done many unpleasant medical things, so I know that I can handle that, but it's more the result of it that I am a bit anxious about. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on lately with my life and my health. I am so grateful for this life that's growing inside of me. I can't wait to meet her and to love her. And I feel so grateful, so overwhelmingly grateful to have made it, to this point. I definitely feel scared and overwhelmed, but we're just kind of taking it a day at a time. So I'll have to update how the appointment goes with my surgeon and everything. But it's a unique situation to be pregnant with an ileostomy. And I know, at least for me, it has felt a little bit lonely, because it's not a very common thing. So if you're someone who is pregnant or is hoping to be pregnant with an ileostomy, I just hope that you can feel that you're not alone and that I'm with you, and that we can get through it one step, one day at a time.